Welcome back to the channel. This video is a compilation of all my favourite moments from the year. The first few clips are from my first camping trip of the year, and the weather was absolutely perfect. We were just chilling out in the sun the first day, doing a bit of sea fishing, and we got a bit of cloud cover on the second day that we went up to target the trout. The biggest wrasse I've ever seen was caught by my dad just around the corner from here, so I was hoping to catch some big ones. I caught loads of decent sized ones, but nothing too big. We got a couple of nice pollock as well later on in the afternoon. The wrasse were quite small, but I did catch a couple of nice pollock, and it was just great being back up here after so long. There was a deep ledge just in front of me, and I lost a couple of fish during the day to it, but I did manage to land a few nice fish.
Yes!
The fishing slowed down later in the day, but eventually I was rewarded with the biggest of the day, right at the end.
Absolutely smashed on the drop. I really hope I land this fish. It feels the best of the day. Yes! Look at that. Absolute cracker. Superb, man. I've not caught a fish for hours as well, apart from that wee tiny thing. Whoa. Again, as soon as I got to put him in, he's just kicked out my hands.
On the second day of this trip, I made the grueling climb up to my favourite loch. It was well worth the effort though, because I caught a great number of fish, and some of them were absolutely stunning. The fish in this loch are like bars of gold. I've never seen trout as pretty as this anywhere else. I was quite lucky with the first fish, because it took me by surprise. I was just retrieving my flies to cover a rising fish when it suddenly took.
Took that on the retrieve. Wasn't expecting it and I almost lost it. Letting the line go slack.
I'll put links in the description to all the full videos, because I catch a lot more fish than I show in these clips.
Superb. That's not the fish that I seen rising originally. It was at least double that. I seen his whole back come out of the water and it was an absolute monster. I'll just get this unhooked and give you a better look. Such a pretty fish. Look at the spots on it. Hopefully he cooperates here with underwater. That's a really, really beautiful fish.
With these, I was just casting out, letting them sit for a few seconds, and then retrieving them back in slowly. Rise to my left there.
Yes, I was just covering that rising fish there. Smashed it right away. I think it's actually took the wet fly though. It has. Oh, still a bit of fighting him. Having one last run. Really going. Try and get him in this time. Yes. Another beautiful one. They're so gold in this loch, it's amazing. It's like a bar of gold. Look at the colour of that fish. Away he goes. Superb.
This is a new spot to me this year, and it was recommended by a viewer, so thanks very much, because it's one of my favourite spots now. I made it down here twice this year to fish, once in the summer and again in the autumn. On the first trip I caught some crack and wrasse, and on the second trip I caught loads of fish on lures, as well as some other wrasse, and a nice surprise at the end. I got hit with rain on the first trip though. It was absolutely battering down, so it was lucky that there was this tree so close by. I used my jacket to make a little canopy for Lana, because she absolutely hates the rain.
Still got the rods out.
There was a really good bite on this rod.
Oh, please don't tell me it's not going to come back. Yes! Feels like a good fish as well. Hopefully we can get him in. Yes! Cracking wrasse. Let's make sure I'm recording here, yep. It's an absolute beauty. Well, that was worth coming for just by itself. Beautiful fish.
There was a lot of seaweed in the water, so I didn't really have a lot of luck with the lures. but I did manage to get another cracking wrasse.
It's changing the bait on the other rod there. I turned round, this rod was bent in half. Oh, he's got into a ledge. Oh. Let's give it some slack line. Felt like a really good fish again. I've still got him. Another cracking wrasse. Another absolute beauty.
We did manage some more small wrasse, as well as a dogfish, on the first trip. But when we came back, it was really action-packed. I caught lots of pollock about this size, as well as losing one that felt really big. It managed to snap me off.
It's a nice fish. Not as big as some of the ones we've lost, but still a cracking fish. Beautiful. There we go. Hopefully this one stays on.
I'd been catching so many fish on the bait that I'd ran out of ragworm, and the bait I had left wasn't really doing the trick. So I kept this mackerel to use as bait, and I got a really good result.
Another mackerel. And I'm going to keep this for bait. I've got mackerel on both rods now. The prawns haven't been doing much at all. Everything's been on ragworm. It's a wee fish nibbling at it. I think I've got him. Oh, it's a cuckoo. Another species. And it's absolutely stunning. Look at that for a fish. I hope the camera picks up the colours as nice as they are. That's brilliant. Stunning wee fish. straight back into the rocks. Superb!
These clips are from a camping trip to Mull, and despite the fishing not being what I hoped for, it was still amazing to be in such a beautiful place. The day didn't really go as planned, but I did manage to catch 5 different species. And I finally caught my first mackerel of the year as well, so that was a bonus. On the way to the first mark, I ran into a really dangerous local.
Wow! Oh my god, Lana, you need to stay away.
I almost stood on this adder just before I got to the first fishing spot, and it was a really close call because it actually struck at me and missed. Despite that, it was really cool to see. I've never seen a snake in real life before, and they're such a cool animal.
It's got off.
Luckily, I got another chance, and the timing really couldn't have been any better because I had just lit the barbecue about 5 minutes ago. I got one on for a couple of seconds and lost it, and my heart sank, but luckily another one picked it up a couple of seconds later. I had hooked it really far out, so I was just hoping and praying that I was going to be able to get it in before it got off. It took it at about 50 yards.
Hey! First mackerel of the year! Probably just about size as well.
I had been waiting all summer for this. Barbecued mackerel is probably my favourite way to eat fish.
Beautiful night it's turned into.
This was really the perfect way to end a really tough day's fishing. Finally got some reward at the end.
Beautiful.
If you eat the top half first, and then if you're careful, you can usually pull the whole skeleton out and just leave boneless meat left behind. I really enjoyed that, and of course I left a wee bit for Lana.
Oh, is that good? Good get up.
The next clip is the best fish from the first trip out on the boat.
This must be a good fish, I thought it was snagged.
Earlier in the day we'd caught loads of mackerel and some small goldfish and a couple of decent sized pollock, but this was definitely the highlight of the day.
Well, I think I might know what this is. And I really hope it is. I'm gonna jinx it. Nah, I would be pulling a lot more if it was a wrasse. It's just a heavy weight with an occasional shake. Oh. Oh, please stay on, please stay on.
Yeah.
I felt it was a cod. Yes, man!
That's a buddy as well.
And Rory was just wanting to leave, and I managed to convince him to stay. The very next cast.
Oh, what a delight.
That's a cracking fish, man. Look at that! First trip in the boat. Nailed 4 species already. That jig is amazing as well. I'll take him over this side. Get him back in as quick as possible anyway. That's a belter though. Really beautiful colour. Straight back down. Yes! Come on! Oh, I knew it was a good idea to get a boat.
Look at the jellies.
Oh, superb. Yes, man!
This next clip is of a really nice surprise catch on a trip to Arbroath. I've somehow managed to lose most of the footage from this day, but I did manage to find this clip. Again, I'll link the full video in the description. I had got the 2 cod right at the start, but nothing in the next couple of hours.
Made my day. It's been really tough fishing, but oh, that's a great surprise.
These next clips are from a trip up to the Western Highlands. I didn't put this video out because I only managed to land small fish. The 2 decent pollock that I managed to hook got off right at the end. This is a little island that you can walk out to, and I'm going to do a camping trip up here next year because I feel like this place has really good potential. This was early in the year, so it might have been that the big pollock just weren't here yet. I caught so many small fish that there must be a lot of food in the area, so I think in the late summer it could be a really good spot. I had checked the charts for the area and there was a deep hole off to this side of the island, and that's where I was going to try.
Well, this is the spot. Well, just a few metres of depth over there. About 10 out there somewhere.
I started off with a little 22 gram metal lure. I always think this is the best thing to start off with in a new spot, just to see what's there. When I come back up next year, I'm going to bring some big soft plastics and hopefully get some of the bigger fish. It seemed like there was an endless supply of little goldfish and pollock. Some of them were comically small, as you'll see later on.
Well, a wee tiny collie. Something to start anyway.
This was the first of the 2 decent pollock that I managed to hook. Unfortunately, they both dropped off as I went to lift them out.
Ah! There's one. About the same, I think. I might have got off. Hear that, it's swimming straight at us. No, it's just swimming straight at us. Another wee pollock. Well, we found a nice wee supply of little ones. Hopefully there's a few big ones in amongst them. Beautiful wee fish though. I didn't even know I had that one on. That is genuinely the same size as the lure. Hooked right in the lip as well. Oh.
There was so many little fish, it was almost a fish a cast. So I really think later in the year, this could be a real hotspot. I couldn't get parked down at the front because all the car parks were full, so I had a wee bit of a walk to get down from the back of the town. But eventually we made it out to the end of the breakwater and got set up. I was using bait today and I had 2 rods with me. Most of the big fish came on the rod that was fishing further out, but I still caught loads of fish and loads of species right in at the edge. Most of the fish were coal fish, and some of them were a good size, but I also managed to catch rockling and one of my favourite little fish as well, a sea scorpion. They're such a cool little fish. They're so alien looking. They're quite spiky little fish, so I set them down and thought it was best to get the pliers to get the hook out.
Sea scorpion.
Oh, cheers guys. What are we?
Oh.
Cool wee thing, eh?
Yeah.
I was having such a great day. I'd caught some of my favourite species and I really didn't expect to catch as many fish as this. This fish is the biggest wrasse of the day that I managed to land. I lost an even bigger one, so I'll need to get back and try and get it. I turned the camera off here and almost right away one of the rods almost got pulled in. I knew right away that this was a good fish. I wasn't sure what it was, but when I seen it, I was absolutely delighted. I love to catch wrasse, and this one was really beautiful, even for a wrasse. I was quite lucky to land this fish because it was heavy enough to straighten the hook, and it actually dropped off as soon as I got it up here. What an absolute stunner of a fish. Gold and orange with blue spots in the fins. Wrasse are just such special fish. And away he goes. That's what happened to the hook, so I changed over to a much stronger circle hook. The next clips are from a late summer trip up to Loch Earn with my dad. This spot was about halfway along the south shore and it was absolutely stunning, and my dad managed to catch a fish in the first 5 minutes.
Hi. I'll get the net. Eh? Nice.
There you go, that didn't take long, yeah. That was good losing that on the spin.
And the hook just came right out as well.
Ah, good.
You want to see him, aye? Come on.
We fished another few spots, but we actually found that the very best spot was straight in front of our hotel. Surprisingly, we didn't catch any more fish on lures, and all the other fish that we managed to get came on the fly. It did take a while to find a fly that the fish wanted, but once I got the right fly, the fish came at a fairly steady rate all day.
Quality. Superb. I think that is a wild one.
That's a different shade.
That's a nice wild. I was just winding in to go and change spots there. This. Superb. Take time. Just lift the rod slightly. Yes! That's a nice one.
That's how you do it.
Quality. It's my dad's fish.
Best of the day. There you go, pal.
Away. Well done. Good girl.
It was my first time at this spot, and it was a really tough walk to get here, but it was well worth it. I managed to catch a couple of cod, so I was really happy with that result, especially since it was my first time at the mark.
Got a decent fish on. Really hope it stays on. It's the first bite we've had. Please stay on, come on. No idea what it is. Cod! Brilliant! Yes! Oh, I was just starting to doubt we were going to catch anything as well. Excellent. Absolute stunning fish. Size of his mouth. Beautiful fish. No, I'm absolutely delighted with that. I'd have been happy with catching a wee cold fish, to be honest. That's brilliant. That's made my day, even if we don't get anything else. As soon as I put the rod down, I've got a fish. Hopefully these seals aren't about. It's another nice cod. Right in the lip again. Cracking fish. Oh. I was really not sure if we were going to get anything. We've ended up having a really good day, and we've still got a couple hours left as well, so hopefully we can get some more. Superb.
These next clips are from Coldingham Bay, and this is a mark that I just found a couple of months ago. These clips are from my second session, where I was fishing during the day and at night. We got a decent mix of species, with the highlight being a decent sized cod, and I got one both in the daytime and at night. On both my days fishing here, I caught loads of fish, mostly cold fish, but a few other species mixed in as well. Again, I'll put links to both the videos in the description. The first video, we caught a really nice mix of species, and the second one, we were mostly focusing on cod.
That's a bit better. Right in the lip again. Well, if they keep getting bigger like that, I'll be happy. Straight back down.
It was quite a gentle bite, but as soon as I lifted into the fish, I could tell it was a much better fish. and probably what we were after.
Some weight to this. Yes! There we go! Excellent! Beautiful cod. Look at that, lad! Hey! Stunning wee fish. Quite dark. Beautiful. Just hooked right in the lip with circle hooks again, so he'll go back no bother at all. I don't really want to throw him. I'll go down there, it's a little bit lower.
I've fished along this coast so many times, but never thought to try this spot, which is crazy because it's such a beautiful location. We lit a wee fire for the nighttime session, and my mate joined me as well. You can't beat fishing, mates, and a fire. What a night it was.
Oh, and I'm recording, thank God. That was an ordeal trying to get him up. But that's an absolute cracking fish. Just hooked as well. Hook's just dropped out there. Oh! Decent fish.
The scales that we had weren't very reliable, but we did manage to get a length of the fish.
Right, 18-inch.
One of the problems with being 6'4", fish always look a bit smaller in photos when it's you that's holding them. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hopefully see you all again in the new year. Cheers.